and welcome back to Coding for Kids. In this video, we are going to be talking about more CSS text styling properties. So if you haven't watched part 1 yet, go check that video out first because this video will make a lot more sense then. But yeah, let's get right into it. So first, I'm just going to be going over the overview. So if you didn't already watch part 1, in part 1, we covered the text align, the text decoration, and the text transformation properties. And these are all called the text properties. And then we have the font properties in part 2, which is this video. And we have the font family, the font color, which we've already discussed like font color in a previous video, but I'll go over that very briefly. The font size and the font weight. So this is for this video, and then this is last week's video. So again, if you haven't checked this video, go check that out first. So let's get into font color and family. So what is font color? Font color is used to add color to any text. And again, we've talked about this property. This is like the one where you could put the RGBA or the hex decimal notation, and you would just put color, colon, and then whatever color you want. So we had like half a video on this, so I don't really want to go too in deep with this. So the font family. So there are two main types of font families. So there's serif. So serif fonts include small lines at the end of characters. Example of serif, Times New Roman, and Georgia. There are so many more. So these are just like two examples. And then sans serif. So sans serif does not include the small lines at the end of the characters. For example, Arial, Verdana, etc. So again, serif, as you can see, so serif has these little kind of lines, I guess you could say, while sans serif is kind of just blocky, I guess you could say. This is our default text, so you don't need to use the font family and this will come up. But if you want to change it to sans serif, you just put in sans serif. So that is font family. Now, font size and font weight. So the font size property sets the size of the text. So the most common way to set our font size is just using pixels, but you will see EM. So what this means is, and you can kind of see, so 16 pixels would equal 1 EM. So you could have 32 pixels equals 2 EM, and you can just, do that yourself. I personally like to use pixels. They're just easier to use and I'm more used to it, but EM is also totally fine. If you want to do like bigger text and you don't want to put as many characters or numbers, EM works great. Now, font weight. So the CSS font weight property specifies how bold a font is. So even though we have our bold tag to make text bolded, this font weight can control how bold you want it. So if you only want like a tiny bit of bold or a lot of bold, you can kind of control it with the font weight property. So the possible values of the font weight property may be normal, which is just completely normal. Bold is like regular, the default bold. Bolder is a little slightly bolder, and then or bolder is like kind of really bold. Then lighter is lighter than normal. So it can also be a number. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, and 900. So even though these look like big numbers, they are not really big numbers. So even though you put 100 and thinking it's super big, it's not that big. You can almost think of it as 1 to 9. So instead of thinking of it as 100 to 900, think of it as 1 to 9. 900 is pretty bold. So I usually like to go for a nice 600, 700, maybe 800. I rarely use 900 just because I don't want it to be too bold. That is the font size and font weight. So now we are going to be doing some coding. So go to code.org and sign in. Click on the web lab in the project section. Now it is time to start coding or learning about CSS text styling font properties. So I'm doing this on the same project I used in part 1. So that's why I've been continuously saying, go check out part one, go check out part one, because this is the same document. And I've already typed in all of the font properties because there are a good amount. So I'm just going to be going over them. And then, yeah, so it's time to start cutting. So I'm just going to go to cut.org and let's get started. So guys, if you can see, this is the same document from last time, but it looks a little bit different. So let's see what changes I've made. So I used the body as our name for our CSS in the first. And you can see I changed the font family. So usually how it is it's at share. So if I just delete the sans, you can see there are little lines in the text. But if I put sans serif, and you just put a dash and put sans, you can see it's a little bit more straight. So you can see you don't if you want it to be sheriff, you don't need to change anything. But let's say you want it to be sans sheriff, then you do need to type in sans sheriff. Then we have our heading, and I did the color. I changed the color up a little bit, and I'm not going to go in too deep with this. I just changed the color of this using the hexadecimal notation. Then I did the font size. So this will change the size. Again, I use px or pixels. But you can also use, for example, if I put 1em, you can see that it's pretty small. Let's say 16 is a little big, way too big. Maybe I'll do like a good 4. Even that is too big. So you can see, because 1em is already 16 pixels, maybe I would say 2em is kind of small. I would say, yeah, this is the hard thing because it's such a drastic change from 2 to 3, as you can see. So I feel like, you can change it however you want. I'm just going to stick with the classic old pixels, but you can change it however you want. Then we have our font weight, and I set it at 700. Again, you can change this. Let's say we want 900. You can see 900 is really bold, and then I'll show you guys 100. 100 is very, very thin. You can also put normal and bolder and stuff like that. So like if I put normal, and see it's pretty normal. You can also put lighter. Lighter is really light. So you can see like that. And then let's see. How about we put bolder? You can see that's bolder, and then just bold. So yeah, so there are lots of different options. The most common you'll see is just putting the number value. So I'm just going to set it to 700. And that's our heading. Our intro, you can see we just changed the color to a different type of purple. So you can also just type in the color you want, and it'll also come in. Then our font size, I put 19 pixels, but I might put in 1em. So you guys can kind of see. So that's 1em, or 1em. Okay, and then wait, let me just. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now we have part 1. I just changed the color again. Here, same in part 2. I just changed the color. And then for the link, again, I just changed the color. So yeah, so mostly in the heading, we have lots of our font properties. So yeah, so that is it for the coding portion of this video. Nothing much. We just introduced like 4 small little properties. So it shouldn't be a very big overload for you guys. And again, I just wanted to tell you guys, because I've been getting a lot of questions, and people have been asking, can you type here? You can definitely type here. I see how you guys are confused because I always use the style tag. You do not always need to put it in the style tag. especially if you have lots of code, you don't need to put it in the style tag. For my videos, I like to put it in the style tag just so you guys can all see it in one document. But if you guys totally want to, you can totally go to the style.css. That's everyone's own preference. So now we are going to be going into a slideshow, and we're just going to be, reviewing and ending the video. So that was it for coding, and now let's go back to the slideshow. So guys, for review, in part one, we learned the text align, the text decoration, and the text transformation properties. And in part two, we learned about the font family, font color, font size, and font weight properties. So this is what we learned in the past 2 weeks, in the past 2 videos. So yeah, that was pretty much it for the video and it for this whole topic. So thanks for watching, guys, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit that like button, because that just shows me that you really like these videos, so I can make more CSS videos. And if you guys don't like them, then I can switch to something else. So hitting that like button is very important, and that'll let me know if you guys like these videos. And also share this video if you do like it, so lots of people can see this video and lots of people can be helped. And then comment down below if you have any of your favorite topics or any topics that you don't understand, so I can also, show you guys how to do those. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.